Most people don't realize that the cannon strapped to their pressure washer is doing more for their paint than the soap inside it. Pick the wrong one and you're basically rinsing dirty water in circles. Picking the right one and your car practically washes itself. These are the top 5 best foam cannons for car wash, and by the end you'll know exactly which one belongs in your driveway. The Chemical Guys. Torque Max. Foam 8 is what happens when a brand stops chasing gimmicks and just builds a cannon that throws serious lather. The newest version pushes out noticeably denser suds than the model it replaced, somewhere around 30% thicker, which means the foam actually clings to vertical panels instead of running off before it can do any work. That dwell time matters far more than people realize. When foam grips the surface and stays put, it has a chance to soak into the grime, break down baked-on road film, and wrap each speck of dirt in a slick layer of lubricant so it slides off during the rinse rather than getting dragged across your clear coat. That single step is what separates a wash that protects your paint from one that quietly fills it with swirl marks over time. The build quality backs up the performance too. Solid brass sits exactly where the wear and stress happen. The plastics are treated to shrug off sun damage so they don't go brittle after a summer in the driveway. And there's a patented thread lock system that keeps the bottle locked on tight, even when you're cranking through a full wash at high pressure. Little touches like that are the difference between a cannon that lasts a season and one that lasts years. It also plays nice with both gas and electric pressure washers across a wide range of output. So whatever machine you've got sitting in the garage will almost certainly drive it without any fuss. Dialing in the foam is straightforward. The spray pattern stays consistent from the first trigger pull to the last, and cleanup afterward is painless. If your main goal is maximum cling and maximum foam without babysitting the equipment, this is the one that sets the bar for everything else here, and it's the cannon a lot of detailers quietly reach for when they want a sure thing. The Astro AI foam cannon is the heavy-duty workhorse for anyone who wants serious foam without fussing over fragile parts. Astro AI is a name most people already trust from their other car and garage gear, and that same build-it-tough mindset carries straight into this cannon. The standout feature is the wide-neck design, which sounds minor until you've actually tried to fill a narrow-mouth bottle and ended up wearing half the soap. Here you just pour it straight in, cap it, and go, with far less mess and far less wasted product. The body is built to take repeated high-pressure use, and the adjustable lance lets you crank the foam from a light maintenance layer up to a thick snow-like blanket that drapes the whole car and stays put long enough to break down the grime underneath. That cling time is exactly what protects your paint, lifting dirt off the surface so your wash mitt glides instead of grinding particles into the clear coat. It connects through a standard quick connect fitting, so it pairs with the vast majority of pressure washers without hunting for adapters, and it handles plenty of pressure for dense, satisfying output. The whole thing strikes a smart balance between rugged construction and easy everyday use, the kind of tool you can hand to anyone and trust them not to break it. If you want a cannon that throws thick foam, fills without the headache, and feels like it'll survive years of weekend washes, Astro AI delivers exactly that without overcomplicating anything. The Tool Daily foam cannon is the one that quietly does everything right without asking you to overthink a single part of it. This brand built its whole reputation on pressure washer accessories that just work, and the cannon is the product that put it on the map for first-time buyers and seasoned weekend washers alike. The construction leans on a sturdy body with an adjustable foam dial, so dialing in the thickness is a simple twist rather than a guessing game, and it mixes soap, water, and air cleanly enough to throw a dense, clinging lather right out of the gate. What sets it apart from the bargain bin crowd is the thoughtful extras that come in the box. You get a full set of 5 spray nozzle tips covering everything from a tight 0-degree jet to a wide 65-degree fan, which means the same tool foaming your hood can switch over to blast-caked mud out of the wheel wells a minute later. Some versions even toss in a backup orifice nozzle in a finer size, a clever touch that lets you pull thicker foam out of a smaller electric washer that might otherwise struggle. It handles a wide pressure range, comfortably from around 1,000 psi up past 3,000. So it pairs with almost any machine sitting in the garage, and a standard quick connect fitting snaps it on in seconds. The bottle fills easily, the foam stays consistent, and nothing about it feels flimsy or temporary. For someone who wants reliable, no-drama performance and a kit that's ready for more than just the car, this is the smart, well-rounded pick that's tough to talk anyone out of. The Chemical Guys. Big Mouth Max Release solves the most annoying part of foaming a car, and once you've felt the difference, you won't want to go back. Anyone who's used a narrow neck cannon knows the routine. You tilt the soap bottle, Miss the opening and end up with shampoo running down the side of the canister and pooling on the floor before a single drop makes it inside. This one widens that opening dramatically, so filling it becomes a quick 10-second pour instead of a slow, careful, funnel-assisted mess that tests your patience before the wash even starts. The bottle holds 34 ounces, which is enough to coat 2 or even 3 vehicles before you need to top it off, so you spend your time actually washing instead of marching back and forth to the soap jug. It's tuned for pressure washers and built to release a heavy curtain of foam that drapes the whole car in a single pass, the kind of coverage that lets the soap do the heavy lifting while you barely touch the paint. The clever part is how it refuses to make you choose. Plenty of Canons force a trade between easy filling and strong output, giving you one or the other but never both, and this one quietly delivers on each. The wide mouth doesn't water down the foam, and the foam doesn't come at the cost of a fussy filling experience. If you've got a busy weekend ahead with a few cars to knock out, or you simply hate the cleanup that comes before the cleanup, the Big Mouth earns its place fast. It's the kind of upgrade that looks minor on a spec sheet and feels completely obvious the second you actually use it, and most people who switch to it never bother going back to a narrow neck again. The Adams Polish's premium foam cannon is where the serious detailers land, and the reputation isn't hype. This is one of the most trusted names in the enthusiast world, and the Canon lives up to the badge with hardware built to outlast the cheap stuff by years rather than seasons. Solid brass fittings and a stainless steel swivel connector mean it simply won't crack under repeated high-pressure use the way plastic-bodied units eventually do once the material fatigues. That swivel is a quiet luxury too, letting the hose rotate freely as you move around the car so it never kinks, binds, or fights you in the middle of a pass. Anyone who's had a stiff hose yank a cannon out of position knows how much that small detail matters. The foam output dial is the real headline, though, because it offers genuine, usable control instead of a setting that exists in name only. Turn it one way, and the lather noticeably thickens into a dense, clinging blanket. Turn it back, and you get a lighter, faster rinsing layer for quick touch-ups. It shines on vehicles that have gone a few weeks between washes and picked up a heavy load of surface contamination, smothering everything in foam that does the loosening for you while you wait. That dwell time is where the magic happens, lifting embedded grime off the paint so your wash mitt isn't doing the dangerous work of scrubbing it free. The components feel deliberate, the foam stays consistent wash after wash, and nothing about it gives you the sense you'll be shopping for a replacement anytime soon. This is the pick for someone who washes often, takes it seriously, and wants a tool that performs the same on wash number 200 as it did on day 1. Spend a little more up front, treat it well, and you're genuinely set for a long, long time. So, out of all 5, which one matches the setup sitting in your garage right now? Drop your pressure washer model in the comments and let us know which Canon you're leaning toward.